Alrighty, I think we're live, and I want to welcome everyone who is participating in this live training today, or here to learn. I really appreciate it. And what I want to do is kind of get started by just well, let me pull up and share my screen here. Get on the right thing here. All right. Hope everybody can see that. So today we're going to talk about what it means to be healthy and really fully understand health and how it allows you to create more impact on your life. What I'm going to be talking about and discussing really goes against a lot of what we've learned in the past, and what is being taught in nutrition classes or courses, what you would Google on the internet, what your doctor may tell you. But this is what I coach within my coaching program. This is what I do to help my clients regain their health. And if they're looking to lose weight, they're going to lose weight as a byproduct of changing their life and their health by improving their metabolic health and increasing their metabolism. So like I said, a lot of this is going to kind of go against a lot of mainstream information, but this is what it really means to be healthy and what you should strive for. So let's get started. Like I said, most will say that I am healthy if I exercise and eat right. And we've all said that. And I hear it all the time. And that's what I've always taught in the past is, yeah, you'll be healthy if you just exercise and eat right. But really, there's more to it than that. There we go. So other definitions of health include, move this over. So the dictionary defines health as the state of being free from illness or injury, mentally or physically. The World Health Organization defines health as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. And then Dr. Georgette, whatever, okay, I can't pronounce that, defines health as the ability to adapt to one's environment, as health is not a fixed entity. And Dr. Broda Barnes defines health as health is synonymous with a high metabolic rate. And that's what I've been talking about in my other trainings, your metabolic rate. And we'll talk about that a little bit here too. Yet far too many people and their coaches only use fitness and food as a way to become healthy. Like I said, I've done that in the past also. This leaves clients focused on how one looks rather than how one truly feels mentally and physically. So people who look fit, probably 90% of them are not truly healthy. They may look fit, they may have gotten that way by shortcuts, by these quick fixes, fad, diets, things like that, things that we've learned in the past that really are not healthy for us and for overall health and sustainability. So the real definition of health is a state characterized by anatomic, physiologic, and psychological integrity despite the physical, biological, psychological, and social stressors. So again, within my program, we teach and I coach my clients into being able to manage those stressors so it doesn't affect their everyday life, so that they can live the life that they want, healthy in physically, mentally, and emotionally. Because it's just not about the physical health, but it is also about the mental and emotional health. So health is impaired at the cost of the coaching industry's lack of knowledge. And like I said before, I was in that same realm. I was coaching my clients in the way that I was taught, in the way that we've all been taught, and what we see on the internet or in nutrition courses. And that's the information that I had. So it's not their fault, because that's what they were taught. But it really does have a cost on the client and their health. So many people focus on cutting calories, losing weight, and or physical training to attain the perfect body and lose body fat. This literally happens 9 times out of 10 at the expense of their health, cellular respiration, metabolic function, and ultimately hormones. Keep getting in the way here. The years of dieting, detoxing, and fasting creates chronic energy deficiencies, which makes the body think that food is scarce. The body then slows all cellular respiratory processes, which slows metabolic function, which then decreases thyroid and hormone function and stores all the fat to protect itself. So imagine this. You have a business, and the business is not making enough money to pay all the expenses. When the business is not making enough money to pay all the expenses, what do? Well, you cut back. You might get rid of staff or make cuts in other areas. The human body is just like the business. When there is an energy deficiency, not enough calories or nutrients, the body will try to save energy by reducing body temperature and pulse, decreasing thyroid function, turning down digestive juices. So that means poor digestion of foods, and significantly slows down your metabolism. This is the way the body tries to survive in an emergency, aka not enough fuel. The body will sacrifice long-term health for short-term survival every time. So if we're not eating enough, it's going to slow down and it's going to conserve that fuel. So this is brought on through restrictive diets, cutting out foods, over-exercising, exercising on an already stressed system, not sleeping enough hours, drinking too much alcohol, allowing high levels of stress, and from hormonal contraction or hormonal replacement therapy, just to name a few. So yes, exercise is important, but in the beginning, just being able to move and get out and do some type of movement of the body doesn't have to be excessive exercising, because when, like it says here, when our system is already stressed, we're adding more stresses to it by over-exercising and thinking that we need to burn calories while exercising. So health should be focused on physical and functional body performance, cellular and metabolic health, mental and physical well-being, competency in biomotor abilities like strength, endurance, power, flexibility, balance, speed, agility, coordination, in relation to needs or goals. So it's not that one size fits all. It's based on, like it says, in relation to the needs and goals of the client. You know, what are your goals and needs to be healthy, and what are your goals to as far as your life? And so we look at all these different things to then design that program for the individual person. Muscle size, body composition, and activity level that matches needs or goals, not societal definitions or pressures. Like I said, you know, based on what that client needs, and not because of the definition of what society says that fitness should look like, and not be pressured by that. Mobile joints and relaxed muscles, and a natural spinal and body alignment fostered by strong bones. More of it, what health should be focused on is effortless nasal diaphragmatic breathing with a youthful respiratory quotient, optimal body temperature and pulse rate, efficient digestion and elimination, healthy heart and good circulation, which is a strong pulse and warm extremities, a warm tip of the nose, rarely experience sickness, illness, and disease, excellent sleep, libido, and/or fertility, a relaxed yet focused mind, good memory, and positive outlook. Also being slow and gradual, done in a way that has the body burning the most fat at rest versus forcing it to do during stress and duress. So like I was mentioning before, is instead of using excessive exercise to burn those calories, utilizing the metabolism at rest to burn those calories and burn fat. So done in a manner that allows for the liver to function properly and rid the body of oxidative fat and toxins. Done through metabolic healing so your muscles can use fat as energy at rest, not when only doing high intensity exercise. So that's what I mentioned earlier. So at rest, we are more efficient at burning fat. And designed to support thyroid system and metabolic rate. Done using the metabolic healing so that muscle size, body composition, and activity levels match the needs, goals of each person's body and health, not the societal definitions or pressures. Done with the correct process so that joints and muscles can become mobile and relaxed again, and the body can foster strong bones. And it should happen with a process that considers the intestinal health so that inflammation, hormones, energy levels can be healed and restored to normal. Arresting metabolism determines the rate at which a person utilizes the foods they eat. It should represent approximately 70% of your daily energy expenditure. So definitely, arresting metabolism, we want to be the majority of the energy that we expend. The faster the resting metabolism, the healthier a person is, and the more they can eat without the threat of gaining weight. So wouldn't that be great to be able to have a high running metabolism and not have to worry about the things we're eating, and you don't have to exercise as much as you were taught to have to exercise. But of course, exercise, as much as you feel, if you're happy with and enjoy exercising, then go ahead. So signs of an unhealthy metabolism: poor sleep, digestion issues like IBS, bloating, constipation, easily or always stressed, erratic moods and anxiety, low energy and lethargic, overweight or underweight, hormonal issues like irregular or painful periods, PMS, menopausal issues, early menopause, or erectile dysfunction. A weak digestion and food intolerances like vitamin and mineral deficiencies and strong cravings. Low or no sex drive. And trouble with blood sugar levels, cholesterol levels, etc. There we go. Oh, skin issues. That was the last one. Also skin issues. So let's break out of that cycle. So signs of health and a high functioning metabolism: having a body temperature of 97.8 to 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. So having warm hands and feet. A strong resting pulse between 65 and 80 beats per minute. A daily bowel movements 1 to 3 times per day, and good digestion. No hormonal issues, no erectile issues, no menstrual cycle issues, PMS, and no menopausal symptoms. Healthy skin, nails, hair, and strong bones and teeth. A healthy heart. infrequent urination, 4 to 5 times a day, deep restful sleep, 7 to 8 hours, good and even energy levels throughout the day. We don't want those highs and lows. We end up crashing at some point during the day. So we want to have nice, even energy levels. Lean muscular body, lack of frequent illness, sickness, or disease, fertile, has the sex drive, feeling happy, confident, and content, able to maintain body weight without excessive exercise and dieting. So how to measure metabolism? Well, there's 2 ways to track and measure metabolism, the objective and subjective. There are 4 objective tests for measuring metabolic function. So let's get into those. So test 1 is body temperature. The body temperature is 98.6 degrees upon waking and rising up to 98.7 to 99 degrees throughout the day without any signs of illness. This means the metabolism is producing enough heat to keep a person healthy. But if the temperature drops in the evening, during the night, upon awakening, or after eating, the body is stressed and struggling. So how do we test it? Well, use a basal thermometer or digital, taking the temperature upon waking, 30 to 60 minutes then after your first meal, again between 1 and 3 p.m., and then again before bed. So test 2 is the pulse rate. The pulse rate is the amount of times a person's heart beats in 1 minute. A normal heart rate during the day at rest is about 65 to 80 beats per minute. This surprises many people because research has shown that societies with efficient metabolisms have always had higher heart rates than what is thought of as normal. The more often your heart beats, up to about 80 beats per minute, the more nutrients and oxygen are delivered to your cells. A heart rate above 85 beats per minute may indicate that adrenaline is at play, while a low heart rate may indicate hypothyroidism. So how do we do this? Count the pulse at the wrist or neck for 15 seconds each time you take your temperature. So take the pulse count and multiply by 4 for your pulse rate. Test 3, the Achilles tendon reflex. This test looks at the ability of the body to reflex properly and return from reflex. If your Achilles tendon is gently hit, the foot should bounce up and immediately return to normal with no hesitation. If the metabolism is running smoothly, that is. So how do we do that? We'll sit in a chair with the legs hanging without touching the floor. Have another person dorsiflex the foot and hold lightly with their hand, which means pull the foot up. Have the person take a non-invasive tool to tap the Achilles tendon. When tapped, the foot should plantar flex automatically, just going down. Test 4, caloric implications. The amount of calories a person burns has a profound effect upon the rate of energy production, cellular respiration, and cellular repair. When the body is not burning calories efficiently, weight gain, edema, autoimmune and inflammatory tissues, fatigue, and insomnia are often the outward results. These external signs may mean your insides aren't doing the necessary repair work for your heart, brain, blood vessels, and digestive system, your gut, intestines, liver, etc. As a general guide, you should be eating anywhere between 800 and 2,500 calories minimum per day, depending on your lifestyle and other variables and factors. And we find too many people eating much less than that. I've talked to people who are eating 1,000 calories, 1,200 calories, and that's just not enough fuel. It is damaging the metabolism. It's damaging your health and your whole body systems. Sleep, deep restful sleep, 7 to 8 hours minimum. Digestion. daily bowel movements 1 to 3 times per day, and good digestion where nutrient-dense foods don't upset the system. Your mood. Stable moods can cope with stress. Feels happy and content. Energy. Good energy throughout the day. And your hormones. No menstrual cycle issues, PMS, pain, bloating, heavy bleeding, or irregularity, and no menopausal symptoms. And you actually want to have sex. Plus, you're able to maintain body weight without excessive exercise and dieting. People are made to believe that all of the symptoms of a slow metabolism are just a normal part of life. As we get older, people say, oh, our metabolism just slows down because as we get older, but it's not true. Especially the hormonal issues. They are not, like I said, they're not true. Lifestyle choices, medications, stress, diets, and toxins are the largest culprits of poor metabolic health, which is what actually creates the massive societal inability to lose weight. But we continue to be in this cycle, this vicious cycle of losing weight, gaining it back, losing weight, gaining it back, or being able to lose weight, but staying with the same way of how we lost the weight and continue to do that to maintain the weight, which is not sustainable, which is not living a very happy, joyful life or very healthy life. Because like I said, you may look fit, but doesn't mean that you're healthy. In Kate Deering's study in the Metabolism Journal, she and other researchers found that a 1 degree drop in body temperature would slow the metabolic rate by 10 to 13%. That's 200 to 230 calories less per day. Instead of cutting clients' calories and or killing them with exercise, what I do in my program is this. Wouldn't it make more sense to increase your resting metabolic rate through metabolic nutrition and healing processes so you can burn more energy at rest? That would be the ideal. And that is what I coach in my program, not the cutting of calories or killing the clients with exercise. It is healing the metabolism and healing the body. It is then that we truly create the foundations of health. So true health starts with establishing or reestablishing metabolic function. So that is the end there of where I'm going to stop sharing here. And I'm on Zoom here, so I'm going to go in to see, wait, I think I can go. I'm going to go into my phone here to see if anybody has comments or questions. Let's see here. Oh. There we go. All right, we have some comments here. Thank you, Tracy, for being here. Will you go into the picture at the end now? I don't know what that means. Yeah, Blue. Yeah, it does make more sense. Actually, because it is, yeah, it's like our biology. It's the science of our body. Yeah, so once I started learning this, yeah, it was definitely eye-opening. Oh, the last slide. Oh, you want to see the last slide again? Okay, yeah, let me share again here. There it is. There we go. Let me move myself out of the way. There, that's it. Let's see who else here. Burn more muscles as well. So does that help? We burn more with more muscles as well. Well, yes, with more muscle, Tracy, yeah, you do have burn, more calories, but there's a lot more to it than just the, the muscle building. But as our metabolism begins to heal, our body has the ability then to build the muscle based on the nutrition that we're eating and the exercise that we are doing. It doesn't have to, like I said, be hardcore exercise. Yeah, so there's the nucleus, yep, all the parts of the cell there. That's all right, Heidi. You can actually watch the replay when this is over to catch it from the beginning. All right, so any other questions? Hope that was informative and provided some value. And like I said, this is something that I coach within my coaching program. If anyone is interested in discussing that further, just send me a personal message and I'd be happy to discuss what that entails and see really where you're coming from as far as your health and wellness and what your goals are moving forward. So, oh, you're welcome. You're very welcome, Tracy. Yeah, thank you so much. And I appreciate everyone for being here. And until the next one, like I said, if you want to discuss anything further, just drop me a message in Messenger and we can discuss that and jump on a call, go through some of those things. All right, I'm gonna get going here. So everyone have a great day and a wonderful rest of the week.